To succeed in Sulfur, you're going to have to learn to do a lot of things. Build guns, shoot guns. If this is your first shooter, that's rough, man. You're crazy for that. But one of the most important things you'll be doing on every single run is looting. The best place to find loot is inside of a chest, and in Sulfur, with its procedural generation, those chests can be sometimes hard to find. So I wanted to take on the challenge of finding as many chest spawn locations as I possibly can. This should help a lot of people find little areas that they might have been overlooking, you know, the easy to miss chests. Some of those chests are completely hidden, some of them are in places that you didn't think you could get to, and some of them are right behind you. Seriously, look out. Originally, I was going to showcase a handful of chests, and somehow that turned into 81. If I can help even one person find one new chest location, then this will be a smashing success. However, I did have some rules in place, some chests that I thought should be disqualified because they were way too out in the open, that's a given, or maybe they were too similar to another chest that I showcase. This took a lot of runs, way too many to count, and each run I was scanning the area as much as I possibly could, even jotting down notes of places that I think could have a potential spawn in a future run. That doesn't mean I didn't miss some chests that you might know of, so make sure to comment them down below. After all, with procedural generation and RNG, there's possibilities in place that could be like, I found a chest you'll never ever even see. I mean, it's a total possibility. It's a freaking crazy coincidence if that happens, but at least we have 81 chests, so hopefully we got our bases covered. Now let's start this thing. Funnily enough, when you start a run, there's actually a good chance you're gonna have a chest spawning in that very same room with you. When you spawn, look to the right or the left and you might see some very tall pillars that you can climb to the top of, or jump to I should say, and then break some planks, and behind those planks there's a high chance that you'll find a chest. Or even you could just churn around and there could be one spawn directly behind you. The chest spawning behind you is not tied to just that one starting area. In fact, it can happen in multiple different areas. Just look at this. It's safe to say that Perfect Random got a little cheeky with some of the chest placements, trying to hide them in plain sight, thinking you wouldn't notice, or me, but we notice now. We have video evidence of that they're not that slick. Not sure if this one's a bug or not, but I do find it funny that you could find a chest spawned in underneath a table, and those walls with a crack in them, well, you played a video game before, buddy, just blow it up, and there'll be loot inside there, and sometimes a chest is the loot. And while you're doing your runs, look for more of those randomly assorted planks and barrels, because behind them could be pure brown gold, or black or red, whatever chest you find. Some of which are a little bit more obvious than others, like the giant wood wall that you can almost not see through. Knock those down every single time. You can even find one of them at the cousin boss fight. As soon as you start the fight, or when you're done with it, jump up behind where he spawns initially and you'll find a chest behind one of those plank walls. When you're entering the hut rooms, make sure to slow down and look around those huts, because they could spawn inside of them, they could spawn to the side of them. I should have led with the to the side of them. They're also very, very good with their colors at Perfect Random, so they might just try to blend in the chests with the mushrooms. You know that one area with the two big mushrooms and the ladder going upwards? Well, you can find a chest hiding behind one of those mushrooms. That might be obvious to some of you, but if you're coming from a different direction, you might not see it, you might not think to churn around, and it could very well be there. It could be a little chaotic when you're falling down the mine shaft. After all, it's supposed to be stressful. Mine shaft crashes and black lung are probably the two things that kill miners the most. I don't know. But when you're going down, make sure to look up, because there could be a chest in one of the cubbies as you're coming down. You can use a dunce cap to get back up there, or just be ready for it and jump into the little area that holds the chest. You know those little bricks that you can bop around by shooting or stabbing or throwing enemy corpses into? Well, sometimes they might just hide a chest right behind it. Yes, there are times where it's very clearly there, but then there are other times where it just looks like a wall there, and why would I go loot there when I've got better things to do right now? You know those little cubbies you can climb a ladder up into? They'll have a cauldron there for you to start cooking some food in. Well, don't leave so quickly next time, because there could be a chest just to the right of it, tucked away behind a big wooden plank. It's easy to miss. Remember, that's the video. Easy to miss chests, all right? I've missed this one a half a dozen times today, and I was working on this. That's crazy. That's stupid. I'm dumb. There's a silly little room that could sometimes have an exit, or it could just lead to a wall, just nothingness. Well, in the middle of that room, there'll be a raised level with more of those blocks. There's a pretty good chance you might find a chest there, or there's just like a chance. I should say a chance, because it's totally freaking random. Perfect random. bitch. We've all been there. You're knocking off unarmed civilians inside of a giant lake, and you look down, you see another one of them plank walls. Go ahead and bust that plank wall, buddy, because there could be a chest behind it. They thought they could use that dirty old trick that many times and keep fooling us. No, not the weird pixels moving about on the wall, but the crafty little bricks up above. You can find this in the corridor that features a bridge on top of a bunch of water. Back in the giant lake room, you might want to check around some of those mushrooms, because once again, you could find a chest spawning right next to it. It would be really easy to miss, because brown next to brown looks like a whole lot of brown. When maneuvering through the skelly maze, you might have the idea to get out of there as fast as possible, but next time, why don't you search around some of the tunnels and see if you can find 1, 2, 3 chests just there waiting for you? Also check the room with the tiny little pool of water in it, because there's a good shot there's a chest waiting in there for you. Consider taking the mushroom parkour exit, because it might have a chest waiting near the top of it. Don't leave so quickly though, because there's also a chance of a chest spawning in a tiny little cubby right behind you. That one's crazy easy to miss. I don't think I knew about that one for a good 200 hours. Sulfur can be scary at times, and caves is especially scary to new players, and maybe you found the room that features the Phantom of the Opera and his pet dog and said, hey, I don't need to go up there, so I won't do it. But next time, go up there, face your fears, kill those bozos, and there's a chance of a chest spawning in there too. I don't really know what to call this room, and unfortunately I had to go with the hanging room, because there's always like a hanging dude. Well, kind of always. Sometimes the hanging dude is not there, but the pieces to hang him are there. There's an obvious chest if you climb to the top of the center of this area. Did you know there was another level right behind it that features a cool little waterfall and a possible chest? That's cool. That's cool. That's real cool. But did you know that there's another chest that can spawn in there if you jump into where the waterfall's coming from? There's a secret cubby in there. Near one of the entrances or exits to this area, there's also a chance of a chest spawning towards the top right or the top left, right near the door, so it's super easy to miss if you came from that door and you're leaving the other way. If you've ever run into the shooting range looking area that used to house the Hawkland salesman, you might have thought it was just a place of business, but actually there's a few chest spawns here. Check the higher elevated levels. Jump around from both sides every time to see if there's anything up there. If you're about to jump into the abyss, your first thought might be to do a flip, but next time, make sure it's to check for a chest, because there are some mushroom platforms down there that actually have an opportunity to spawn a chest, and it blends in very well. They're tricky, those bastards. Sometimes it could even be a red chest, and also, even though we just got a patch recently that fixed the bug of overlapping chests, you can still find them on this mushroom. I don't know why. Please do not tell Perfect Random. Oh fuck, that's what I'm doing right now. Naturally, it wouldn't be a procedurally generated area if we didn't have mushrooms trying to hide more of these damn chests. Check the ones behind all the boxes in the main shooting area. Such a quaint little hallway. It's got a nice waterfall, a couple of bridges. Wait a second. Go underneath one of those bridges and you could find an area that has a chest, possibly. Ever walk down a ramp that leads to a small room with nothing in it? Next time, check, because there could actually be a chest spawn. Bloodstained floors in front of a tight little crawl space can mean only one thing. Dogs. Actually, now it means two things, because if you churn around right from the platform that you jump down off of, there's a chest that can spawn tucked into the corner. I actually didn't know about this one until I was doing the scanning for this video, and I was like, yeah, let's just put every chest in. This was one of the ones that I was like, I'm just gonna throw them all in. This might have been one that somebody found super easily, or that they're like me and they have 450 hours and they're like, holy shit, what's that doing there? There's an area that a seed could generate that has a well in the middle, and then across will be a platform that usually you'll find a vendor at. Naturally, your focus will be on the bozo you're fitting to fleece. But when you're done, check the area underneath you. For you know why, dumbass. Just like the old Hawkland salesman area, you could remember the shrine area that used to have Feck Schwinn always peddling goods. There's a bridge in there that can have a chest spawn underneath it. It's easy to miss if you came in from the direction that the chest spawned under. There's also a chance of a chest spawning directly underneath one of the entrances or exits. Sometimes you enter the giant lake room and you can see the exit directly across from you on the same level, so you don't bother checking the bottom. Stop doing that. The room where you can charge your amulet isn't just for saving your bacon. In fact, there are ledges in there that could spawn chests upon them. There's one that could spawn that you'll always notice, but I found the other ones did not fit that criteria. In the fake-ass amulet charge room, you can also find them up on the ledges there. There's a tight little corridor where you wrap around, and if you decide that you want to do a little jumping up top, you might not find anything. Do some additional jumping and look on top of the big-ass mushrooms. There's rooms in Sulfur that I consider to be fight rooms. Maybe they just have a long bridge in them or some triple level waterfalls or just a bunch of mountains and ladders on them. Inside these rooms, you've got a good chance if you climb to the top, sometimes even tucked away. Maybe it's a top you didn't realize was there because you came in from that area and didn't see it behind you. There can be some chests. They range from near impossible to see unless you're near the ceiling to the kind of stuff that keeps Overwatch players up at night, you know, because they don't know how to look up. If you ever see some suspicious looking mushrooms that look like a 1, 2, 3, sometimes maybe 4 or 5, obviously you should take a shot at jumping up them and see if it leads to any kind of ledge. At the top of the ledge could be some pay dirt, and that's what we're here for. You might have noticed those rooms with a giant gorge, just a big old hole in the middle of them with no water at the bottom. Instead of feeding into parkouring across, make a look around, because above, once again, you can find some chests. In the higher elevated levels, the chests could even be tucked farther back, hiding behind something like the goddamn mushroom. Stop doing that. Here's another familiar room with a giant hole in it. This one has a bridge that leads to a platform, usually with some loot in it. Get off that one-track mindset and look around towards the top of that room. There's a very big open hallway that will have one level here and then another kind of like a second or third level across from it. Make sure to check both of those ledges. Some ladders look like they're just leading to enemies that are sniping down on you, but actually they're leading to some loot. As always, you're going to want to check by both entrances because they clearly love to try to hide them directly behind where you could be coming from and up above. If you don't have any armor with double jumps just quite yet, a good strategy is to climb up, look around. There's usually something that will help you climb, like the mushrooms or ladders. Look around slowly and carefully, and then if you, I guess you don't have the double jump, you might be screwed, but maybe you'll get a good look at one of those chests. One of the coolest looking rooms features just a giant waterfall and some rapid moving currents that if you fall into, you will die, so be careful of that. Take a trip up the side of it, all the way to the tippy top, don't fall in, and get loaded on some loot. I might have been trolling a little bit back there when I said you didn't have any options if you don't have double jump. If you find a shoe that has coyote time on it, or even some holy toast, you can walk on air. Yeah, that's a fucking thing in this game. You can walk on air, which could help you get to them. I'm not gonna show you me walking on air because I got double jump shoes, bitch. I got me some SULFURs, baby. I got a triple jump going. I can go 4 if I want. I can go fucking 9, bitch. 4 from the dunce cap, 2 from the shoes. I can go 7, bitch. Even stalagmites might have one hiding behind them. Normally, that would be easy to see behind, but if you're on the bottom level and it's up above you, it can be tricky. You might even get lucky in the unlucky department and find 3 chests on 3 different levels in one area, like all upper levels too. There's a room with a small tunnel that has a waterfall going down it. If you look to the side, you'll find some mushrooms for you to climb up on top, and then the top will be good. It'll be good. You better keep checking those entrance and exit points. Always look up. There's a possible generation of an area that has a waterfall and a lake at the bottom of it. If you go all the way to the top, don't jump in right away, even though it looks super fun. In fact, turn around, because right at the top, tucked away, hidden, is a chest. You remember the giant lake room? How about the giant lake room featuring a giant dock on it? There's a very special chest in here, but before we get to that, look at this one. That was an easy one, but if you look around in that area, you can find a tunnel that digs through really far that always comes out to a chest, at least to my knowledge. I've never not seen a chest spawning at the end of this tunnel. If you're trying to master set the chests in caves, you're going to want to bring some oxygen equipment, whether it's the tank or the extra lung. It's not worth using up all your food to just not die when going through this tunnel. It's not worth it. Always do some searching when you're in a room that features a body of water that could be large, medium, small. It's always worth checking the bottom of it. The hallway with the bridge on top of the water has a chance of having one right next to one of the ladders if you drop in there. There's an even bigger hallway area that has many waterfalls on top of higher elevated areas, and inside of that water you can find some chests as well. Water this, water that. How about waterfalls? How about the waterfall room of SULFUR? One of the coolest looking areas, and if you walked into this room and didn't decide to look through everything you possibly could, what the hell are you doing? It's an amazing area. You can have chests spawning to the left, to the right. It's recommended that you have some sort of double jump in this area. If you've ever found a dunce cap and didn't think you wanted it, just keep it in your inventory, because that makes areas like this a lot easier to maneuver, and you do not want to climb up those waterfalls. You can Minecraft climb up them, but it is super dangerous and not recommended. If you get to the top, you'll find an area that features 2 humans that are also assholes. Kill them, look to the left, look to the right. You might find a chest in either one of those areas. areas. There's also a chance of a chest spawning at the very end where the waterfall is falling down. That used to be a guaranteed spawn for chests, but they've made it to where it doesn't spawn as frequently, which I think is really lame. It took me about 7 or 8 runs before I finally got to record me grabbing one of these chests for this video, which is just insane. When you're leaving the waterfall room, you'll see a hideout that has some barrels and planks in front of it. Break those barrels and planks behind it, you can find one. What started as a video that was supposed to just be a couple of chests to point out has ended up being a very, very complex video to make. Something that I've never made before, which is good because I am trying to step out of my comfort zone as we go into more Sulfur content in the future. If you like this kind of guide and finding chests with a detailed description of each, I guess we'll call them detailed, I don't know. It was hard to think of exactly what I should say. I felt as if it's a better video if I tried to describe the areas, and I don't know, I'm always talking. I didn't want to just put music on and then show a bunch of locations. That doesn't seem as entertaining is like spouting nonsense over it. But anyways, if you liked it, let me know and I will gladly do it for town and all other areas after it, because it was fun to find these chests. I also feel like this is content that could still be viable after 1.0 unless they get rid of chests for some reason. I don't know, anything can happen. Fuck that though. But unlike the guns, scrolls, and stuff like that, they obviously get nerfs attached to them. I would be shocked to see them change the chest spawn locations super frequently. If anything, this just gives you an idea of places to look and not necessarily the chests themselves. So these would be easy videos for me to work on in the background. Plus, I get to actually play the game. A lot of the time when I make a video, I'm gotta do specific things. I gotta record specific things I'm doing. With this, I got to loot and enjoy the game as normal with a normal run, and then just stop real quick and then circle back and wait to open chests and stuff. It's a little bit more easygoing. That's why you saw those dead bodies, dude. That was me. I came through, I killed him. You missed all the action just to watch me roll the dice with some RNG. I suddenly feel weird going into this next part by thanking the members after rolling the dice, but I'm gonna do it anyways because they choose to help support my family every month. They don't have to do it, but they do it anyways, and I just always feel the need to say thank you guys so much. Also wanted to give a shout out to Lonk Loink, who made this cartoon version of me that I was using to count chests throughout the video. So thank you for all the great art you've ever made for me or anyone else in this world, Lonk. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, because I'm a
diehard Satanist.
Oh.
They've had their hand on the Necronomicon this whole time.
I was gonna say because I'm a gay liberal, but that works too.
What's the difference?
God damn it.
I'm gonna piss myself. As I just mentioned, I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone when it comes to making content, so if you have any recommended games I should play or Sulfur video ideas that you think would be helpful for you or someone else, or challenges, whatever you want, recommend me an idea and I will take it into consideration. I always do. A lot of my best videos came from people commenting, people that look and act and talk just like you. It could be you, man. So let me know. I'm gonna leave. Goodbye.